let's talk about a very pressing issue, and multiple cities in India have the very same story, and perhaps one of the worst cases has been from Mumbai. Mumbai's roads are riddled with potholes. Streets continue to be flooded. There are exposed live wires and falling trees that remain a recurring safety hazard. But amid these civic woes, the BMC, which is tasked with keeping Mumbai's civic infra in shape, is facing questions over its own priorities, because its leadership has sought a 1.5 crore rupees upgrade to Toyota Innova Crista vehicles, claiming that the Scorpio SUVs provided in January earlier this year were uncomfortable and caused back pain. Now, this timing of the demand by the BMC has fueled a big debate. Take a look at the visuals on the screens. These are all from just last month, not too long ago, just weeks ago. What happened? As Mumbaikars continue to navigate crumbling roads, waterlogging and other civic hazards, questions are being raised over whether the BMC's priorities are in the right place. Listen into the demands that have been raised by the BJP leader Ganesh.
जे वैधानिक समित्याचे अध्यक्ष आहेत, उपमहापौर आहेत, यांनी सर्वांनी मिळून आम्ही मागणी केली होती की आता जी वाहनं आम्हाला दिलेली आहेत या गाड्या बदलण्यात याव्या याविषयी तक्रार होती आणि त्या पद्धतीने प्रशासनाकडे आम्ही गटनेत्यांच्या बैठकीत आम्ही मागणी केली होती. त्यानुसार आताच्या ज्या गाड्या आहेत या बदलून नवीन क्रिस्टा गाड्या घ्याव्यात असा माझ्या माहितीप्रमाणे प्रस्ताव येतोय. आम्ही मागणी केली होती की आमच्या गाड्या बदला आणि प्रशासनाने ते मान्य केलं होतं की होय याबाबत आम्हालाही तक्रारी प्राप्त झालेल्या आहेत. त्या अनुषंगाने आता नवीन गाड्या येतील अशी आमची माहिती आहे.
So here is the demand, and just as the controversy gained momentum, the BMC's stand also appears to have shifted. While the BJP group leader Khankar initially spoke of complaints about the Scorpio vehicles and expected a replacement, days later he issued a clarification saying that there was no demand for luxury cars that had been made. In a letter addressed to the BMC commissioner, he in fact took a complete U-turn and clarified that no demand was made for any special or luxury vehicles. He said the BJP group would also continue using the existing Scorpio vehicles provided by the civic body. The opposition, though, has slammed the BMC for a car upgrade demand. Listen in to what the NCP SP leader has said.
Leaders of the BJP who are running the BMC in Mumbai city are now demanding an upgrade in their official cars. And why they say they need better ones is because the cars that they have are not comfortable on the roads that they are driving on. Who is in charge of making good roads? It is the BJP who's running the BMC. So why are they complaining? Do not misuse the money of the people. We are here to serve the people. So instead of complaining, build better roads, build better infrastructure and get your own cars. The Bharatiya Janata Party should be ashamed of making such demands because they are here to serve the people of the city, not to get comfort and vehicles of high quality from them.
Now, this has sparked a debate. Are priorities misplaced in the BMC? Because this comes just days after the unfortunate situation that we saw in Mumbai. So residents suffer, but there is entitlement for those who are in the BMC. That's the question. Joining us on the broadcast, Mr. Ratan Sharda, author. We have Varun Singh, senior journalist, continuing to stay live with us. Khalikur Rahman from the Congress Party, and Mahesh Chavan, spokesperson of the NCP SP, on the broadcast with us. Thank you all for joining us. Mahesh Chavanji, the demand that has been put by the BJP, now they say, what's wrong? This was a demand that was made. What is the main objection that the opposition has to this?
Yeah, what I feel is it is not the cars, but it is the pathetic conditions of the road which is causing the back pain of BJP leaders. And the very same roads which are built and maintained by the BMC. The irony is that they are asking for the new cars instead of fixing the roads.
Okay.
And what about the lakhs of taxpayers who use the same roads every day? Are you also going to ask for Innova Cristas for them, all of them? Or you will fix the roads?
Yes.
And those Scorpios which have been already purchased, whom they are meant for, now they are saying that those cars will be provided to the ward officers. Why? The same car which is uncomfortable for the BJP leaders or Shiv Sena leaders is it not uncomfortable for the ward officers?
Okay, Ratan Shadaji, is a very important point that is raised, and it's not just about the cars. Of course, the question is the larger debate on whether the BMC is being tone deaf. There are lives that have been lost. The roads remain in a pathetic condition. Are their priorities completely misplaced? They clearly seem to know what the situation is on ground. They know that moving in these roads is causing them back pain, but they're trying to fix the smaller problem while ignoring the bigger problem that the other people as well face.
Pratibha, let me state first of all that let us keep politics out of it, because every party which is in corporation is also
Absolutely.
equally contributing to this kind of pathetic demands and this kind of highly embarrassing demands. I always said long years back when Shiv Sena and their allies were in power at that time, Shiv Sena ruled BMC for nearly 30 years. There are other corporators. How come that when BMC, these corporators come, they don't upgrade the roads, they upgrade their vehicles because they find it a lot of potholes. So they are comfortable. They will buy very costly vehicles. They may get very costly vehicles from, or good vehicles, SUVs from the corporation. So they don't feel the pain that we feel. I have challenged many times that show me 1 kilometer of pothole-free road or even road in suburbs. See, life is only in the Indralok, that is the South Bombay. Every development, every infrastructure is there fine. And once you cross Mahim Creek, you find a very different world where you cannot have any kind of basic facility. And can you tell me, these people say कि मेरी पीठ में दर्द है, shows that they are not working. They should in fact be asked to go on auto rickshaws. Citizens get backache, they get sciatica, they destroy their spine and the neck because of these horrible roads, and they should be said no car for you, no Krista for you. Travel on auto, understand what the common man sees. I'm very surprised that the BMC officers, the corporators who come from same humble backgrounds, once they get into corporation, how they simply forget about the people. How they say that we will have a better house. They create number of flats. The mayor of Mumbai said, I will clear the hawkers menace. Her own constituency is totally encroached on the footpath, so they will not clear footpath. They have had this big scandal of grills put on the footpath on which you cannot travel because there are encroachments, there are hawkers sitting there, and you cannot come out because there is no exit. So you never go to the path. So that footpath becomes a hawker's paradise. So it becomes a counter for the footpath. So what kind of world these people are living, I simply don't know. Their demand should be rejected outright.
Yes.
I always wonder that how they forget from where they come.
And you know, since you mentioned the mayor, Ratan Shadaji, even during the peak of the rains, when people were suffering, we saw that it was more of a headline management. In fact, every visit of the mayor turned out to be quite an embarrassment. The mayor visiting with cameras in tow, and there were some very embarrassing situations where you could also see one of the officers also falling into the manhole. And amid all of this, when you already know there's so much anger, lives have been lost, how could a proposal like this even come about? Varun Singh, is this a Marie Antoinette moment? Let them have cake. You know people are suffering, and yet the demand is for luxury cars.
See, can you hear me?
Yes.
Okay. So I'm just telling you, my point is very simple. Let's not act holier than thou. This thing, the cars are being provided to corporators, the standing committee chairman, education leader of opposition for a very long time. If politicians sitting over here and saying that this thing shouldn't have happened, so they were also part of the administration for a very long time. They should have removed all of these things. Now my thing is, if something is being offered to me, I want an upgrade. If it is possible legally, let it happen. And if it is not legally possible, then it should be stopped. Let us not say that, for example, if there are problems on roads, absolutely. There are encroachments on road. The Bombay High Court came heavily on the BMC. The BMC 2 days ago held a meeting. Now they are now going to act. Sadly, they should have acted earlier. There are multiple problems. The BMC's budget is 74,000 crore rupees.
But that's precisely the point. You're saying that if they're entitled to it, then what's wrong? But Mr. Varun Singh, you'll agree that this kind of agility was not shown in fixing the potholes, which is the very job that the BMC have. And if it is able to execute these car orders so quickly, why is that kind of alacrity not shown in fixing the potholes or doing the basics of the roads of Mumbai?
No, Pratibha, let me correct. There has been no car that has been procured. The question over here was that they have raised that issue in a in a meeting of group leaders. You have to understand how BMC works. In the
But
BMC, the
isn't this
elected
about misplaced
corporators.
priorities? Amid many discussions, I'm sure you would agree as well, because if you're a resident in Mumbai, what would you want? Better cars for the officials there, or would you rather want the very basics in place? Now, nobody is saying there are certain entitlements that they can get, but that's completely different from what the situation is. The question is about
That
the
is what I'm trying
priorities.
to.
This is about,
I'm
say,
answering your
the
question.
BJP had also raised a very similar issue in Karnataka as well. When the government had planned some luxury seats for the MLAs, it was BJP that said that these are misplaced priorities. The money can instead be spent for the people. Why waste taxpayers' money on such luxury? So why does it become different when it comes to the BMC or when it comes to Mumbai?
Very rightly pointed out, Pratibha. Whatever you said is very rightly pointed out. Why waste that money? All these allocations of money are done almost an year in advance. You have to go through the book of the BMC. The BMC budget allocations are done for everything. Here, the question should be, why is the BMC not able to spend that particular money allocated for filling potholes? Why is that money not being released? Why are people sitting down? For example, Mahesh Chauhan, whose party has corporators in the BMC, why are they not raising these issues? Their group leader is present in the meeting when such a thing happens. Leader of opposition is present in that meeting when such a thing is happening. When only it comes out, they come out and say, no, we don't want an upgrade. Even the BJP leaders have said we don't want an upgrade. So now the question is, why are they raising the questions? When was the last time we saw any of these people from the opposition raising question about pothole being filled, encroachment being removed? No, everything has to come from the court.
Is the accountability on the opposition, Mahesh Chavan?
No, even the leader. And also, let me be very honest, when the mayor goes out on the streets during monsoon, she goes out with cameras, shows that she's working. Even that is being questioned. If she doesn't go, and if it is not shown by TV channels, if it is not shown by the newspapers,
because there has to be something more than just showing. There has to be action on ground as well. Being on ground and having some cameras, there's nothing wrong with it. But there also needs to be some action to back it up. Mahesh Chavan, please respond to the charge that has been leveled that the opposition has not been raising these important issues.
Is it not the duty of the BMC to provide pot-free roads to the travelers here in Mumbai? What is he talking about? What Mr. Varun is talking about? And have we seen kind of...
Have I said...
Just a moment. Let me complete. I didn't interrupt you, please. So does he know how many times the opposition is being raising this question? Is this the first time it is happening? It is for years. It is not current. It is for years. It is more than 25, 30 years. We have been raising this issue, but BMC is not paying any heed to us. What do you want us to do? We have done everything, agitations, we have given letters, memorandums, everything to the BMC. BMC ward officers, they don't do. And the question is not about the car. This is what I'm saying.
Yes.
It is the Scorpio. Scorpio is equally good car. It is also a modern car.
I mean, the issue is of priorities, of where the attention of the BMC is, Mr. Ratan Sharda.
Exactly.
My issue is one, that it is question of mentality, not a question of money. And mentality is मुझे तो आराम मिल जाए, citizen का जो होगा होगा, सड़क टूटी तो मरेगा, ऑटो पे गिरेगा, वो स्कूटर पे गिरेगा, मेरा बजट सेफ है कि नहीं? He says opposition के कॉर्पोरेटर क्या कर रहे थे? अपने कॉर्पोरेटर आपके क्या कर रहे थे? That is the question. Every BMC does not run on party politics. BMC runs on unanimity. They have committees where every member is there, whether opposition or the local. They cooperatively work. The civic facility should be run without politics into that. And I will give one particular, example. In the Siachen Glacier, the defense people asked for snow scooters. IS people sat over it saying, "फालतू का खर्चा है." George Fernandez said, एक काम करो, एक हफ्ता इनको भेज दो सियाचिन पे. Immediately scooters came. That's why I said, उनको ऑटो पे बिठाओ, उनको रोज सबब जाने को दो, उनको उतारो मेट्रो से माहिम पे, ऑटो पे बिठाओ, उनको घर जाने को बोलो, 10 दिन में सड़कें ठीक होगी. चैलेंज है मेरा. और ये सारे जो बैठे हैं, सारे पॉलिटिशियंस में शामिल है. मैं कहूँगा पॉलिटिक्स करो ही मत. I have run a channel finding out, telling them what is wrong with us and why we can. It is so simple to get it done. Why the potholes are not done properly?
Yes.
Why the budget is not expended? Whom are we blaming? Is it not job of the corporator? We know the power is the commissioner. We know power is the ward officer. But then what is the job of the corporator? अगर आप उसको ward officer को नहीं कुछ कह सकते, resign, boss. Sit home, make money. You make money sitting there, you get annual grant, and you get new flats, you get wonderful cars, you get all the comforts in the life. You put AC, there was no AC. Your party office becomes fine, but citizens remain same.
Yes,
हम तो
and
मजबूर
it's
हैं.
so unfortunate that in a city like Mumbai, the financial capital of the country, and BMC is one of the richest corporations, and yet this is the same story. It repeats every single time. Mr. Khaliko Rehban, it has been a very consistent problem that Mumbaikars have raised multiple times, and it hasn't really changed the reality, and it's so unfortunate that multiple cities have the same fate.
Yeah, it's very, very unfortunate. It is just a matter of the priorities and the right kind of the mentalities. And if this is the mentality of, our public representatives, then I think, it is really shameful, I would say, because they are not sitting there in the, seat to enjoy the privileges. They have to think about the people who are, traveling on the road. Because I myself, because I've lost a 16-year-old son in a road accident. So after that, we started a road safety campaign. So what we do is talking, about politics. I don't want to bring in the politics here, because we see the potholes and all. So it is a responsibility of the BMC, the government, whichever party is in power. Let's forget about that.
Yes.
But they should, instead of focusing on the roads, instead of fixing those potholes, instead of fixing the roads, they are demanding for the comfortable cars. And if they want to, run in the comfortable cars, let them, retire from the politics, do some business and do this. But when you are representing the people and the, as you call yourself a public representative, then there is a certain responsibility upon you, actually, which you have to, in fact, Todd, it's not just simply demanding, and it is something really shameful, I would say.
Absolutely.
I think they don't, yes.
And, we see such kind of unity. That's also shameful, that when it comes to these royal privileges, suddenly all parties are in agreement and nobody raises an objection to it. We understand your outrage and the anger, and that is what every citizen feels. I want to close with Mr. Ratan Sharda on this, because, there is a lot of anger. And unfortunately, the citizens are left thinking that they don't have power over what is happening. In Mumbai, just a few weeks ago, we saw lives being shattered because of the way that things were. Has it so immediately been forgotten? What can be changed? Does this become the new reality we live with? That, after lives have been lost as well, they soon turn into a statistic and they're forgotten? When will the real change come on ground? Because outrage, families being shattered, none of it seems to be affecting those who are actually responsible for fixing it all.
Pratibha, I got into urban activism about 3-4 years back, and I have realized never depend on politicians. Despite having good friends everywhere, I realized I have to carry the cross. I have created groups. I have went to I have gone to municipal corporation. I have met municipal commissioner, board officers. I have got many things done for the citizens. But no corporator, no MLA, no MP will come with you to solve your problem. That has been an experience for last so many years. We got Powai Lake purification done with continuous follow-up with the BMC, not with the corporator. We went ahead and we are fighting for encroachment of our own lands through directly. Yesterday, we had a meeting where citizens turned up in big numbers in my locality to fight it out directly, go to court. Should we go to court all the time?
Yes, so
Is there
what's
no
the
accountability
solution?
with the
Because this is a
corporators?
story of so many citizens.
So what will happen, just 1 second, when people lose faith in democracy and elected representatives, they're the biggest danger signal. Don't they realize?
So you're saying that, it was slightly cynical, would you say? Or you're saying that that is the reality, lived reality that you have witnessed? My question is, what is the solution to this? Because most of the times, like you mentioned, that's what happens. Citizens often end up thinking, no point outraging, no point making a big issue out of something like this, because finally nothing is going to happen. Things will continue just the way they are continuing. Do you believe that there can be a solution to this? And if yes, what can it be?
Can I answer that?
Yes, go ahead.
Yeah, because I think it is the prime responsibility of the government that they should, in fact, constitute a task force.
Okay.
And that task force, shouldn't have any politician. Rather, politicians should be reporting to that task force, and they should be directly held responsible to all the politicians. And the task force should be given the powers to recommend the dismissal of any corporator or any politician if he is not performing his duty there actually. So unless and until something like that happens, I don't think it will be really difficult.
Mr. Ratan Sharda, would
There is a
task force be a
correction.
solution? Huh?
In municipal corporation, Pratibha ji, the power lies with the ward officer, the municipal commissioner head. Corporators are just titular people. Mayor is just a showpiece. They make a lot of song and dance, but actually they have no power. So if he wants to remove people, he has to start removing the ward officers, the local officers, everybody. For that, corporate has to become active and say, if this person doesn't work, I'll see to it that he get dismissed. It doesn't happen that way. Because सब मिल बांट के खाते हैं, सबका चलता है इकट्ठे चाय पानी पीते हैं.
Yes, and that's precisely the biggest problem. The problem of unity in all the wrong places. When something is going wrong, when there is corruption, there's suddenly a lot of unity, but not so much when it comes to actually solving the issues of the people. Very, very unfortunate. There have been many complaints. Let's hope that things change for the better, and at least after the outrage, thankfully in this case, it was not about the cars, it's about the larger story of what happens to Mumbai. We hope for the best. Thank you so much for joining us on the broadcast.